Like Scorsese, infinitely more acclaimed director, but I just don't know if he has that.
Italian man bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, Lights Camera Barstool Hot Take Friday. Make sure if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you can, and drop your hot takes in the comments below. Tweet at us too at Lights Camera Pod, and on Instagram at Lights Camera Barstool. What your hot take might be?
Make fun of us. We want you to.
Yeah, yell at us, make fun of us, but just keep in mind, again, I remind everyone, these are hot takes.
It's on purpose.
We know they're hot. Actually, I don't think mine's that scorching, but people are going to find mine scorching today.
We're doing that too often. We can't be doing lukewarm takes no more on the hot take.
Marty set a bar while you were gone.
He did. He dropped a great one.
Jeff, he said directors just don't matter.
Yeah, that is a hot take. I think Gooch. I think you've been the lukewarmiest, but also the hottest. Like you've had both ends of the spectrum. You pissed everyone off the most with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Mine today is definitely going to piss off a lot of people.
People aren't going to like mine either. Well, let's start with Gooch then. Well, you can go first. What's your hot take? Your Friday.
I don't want to go first.
I think people are going to hate mine more. I don't know what Ken Jack
should be saved for last.
All right. I like this guy. I like him a lot, and I think he's a good actor. But I think Tom Hardy is massively overrated. Massively. People act like he's the actor of a generation, and I think he's good. But the body of work is just not there for it, and he has some absolute stinkers across the board. Now, I'm not a Peaky Blinder. Were either of you Peaky Blinders people?
He's really good in Peaky Blinders.
See, that is my blind spot there. But in terms of the movies, I'm just like, he's great. But like all time, people act like he's the actor of a generation, like kind of the flag bearer for the men in their 40s right now. And I'm like, no, it's not. He's not that guy.
His recent stuff is tough. I mean, his recent stuff is Spider-Man, No Way Home. That's an on credit. Excuse me. Venom, 2 Venom movies. That Capone movie, which was bad.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh, Capone was bad. Like.
He's like the poster boy for like fake celebrity quotes on Facebook. You know what I mean? It's like him and Morgan Freeman. Or they'll just like attribute the fakest quote of all time, and it's just a picture of Tom Hardy saying it, like, "Yeah, grind in your 20s so you relax in your 30s." And Tom Hardy, it's like Tom Hardy never said that. Never once in his life has Tom Hardy said that.
Yeah, they haven't watched a Tom Hardy interview because the guy is like the most unserious person alive. Like he's as unserious as they come. And like I said, I like him a lot. I do think he's a good actor. I just don't think he's like top A tier, S tier. The way people treat him, you'd think he'd have 3 Oscars already.
Yeah,
and I mean, think about some of the big roles since 2015. Mad Max Fury Road doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
Which is good physical acting. Same with Dunkirk. Dunkirk, he's in the plane the whole time. Revenant, you could throw the Revenant up there.
That's I think his best.
I think since 2010 his best is Inception. I think he's very good in Inception.
Alfie Solomon's in Peaky Blinders, I think is my favorite role of his. He is like unbelievably good in Peaky Blinders, like really, really, really like next level good in that. And even in like Taboo, he's really good. Like his TV body of work, I would say, is like as impressive, if not more impressive, than his movie body of work. But that's because maybe he just like those roles are also like different because like Taboo is a star, but in Peaky Blinders, he's like a side character in a way. Like he just kind of shows up and just steals a scene, crushes it, and then leaves. But those scenes are so good, like unbelievably good.
See, and maybe he is that guy. Maybe he is just the elite co-star. Because like Jeff just said, Inception, great role. Revenant, great role. Bane, I think we all liked Bane, right? No matter how you feel about Dark Knight Rises, he was great as Bane. But maybe he's just not that leading man.
Yeah, that should be your take. Is Tom Hardy is not a leading man?
That's even hotter.
Yeah.
Make it that.
Fuck it. Yeah, no, Tom Hardy's not a leading man.
It's fair though. It's almost like more fair. Like overrated may be more unfair because it's like
overrated is less of on him and more just on how people perceive him.
So I think if you look at his body of work as a leading man, it is really not great.
Yeah,
like all those roles you're just talking about, like the ones where he's amazing, he really is, like you're saying, just like kind of down the side. He's a side dude. He's great and like. He's great when he gets to pick his punches, but like he can't go 12 rounds. Tom Hardy can't go 12 rounds.
He's Mike Tyson.
Yeah. You get him out of the third, and all of a sudden he becomes a much weaker guy.
All right, now Jeff, is yours going to be hotter?
I don't know. I mean, I think so. I guess I'll go next. I don't think Wolf of Wall Street is a top 10 Scorsese movie. I don't
What's
think Wolf of
your
Wall Street is a top 10 Martin Scorsese movie.
Okay, well, you got to list off the 10 that you put there before.
Goodfellas, Departed, Taxi
Okay.
Driver, Raging Bull, Casino, The Irishman, King of Comedy, Mean Streets, Silence, and After Hours.
I'd put it above Silence. I'd put it above
I'd
Casino.
almost put The Color of Money above it as well.
Silence is so good.
That's like an all-time.
Good, yeah.
That's like the all-time. Like I'll watch this once.
I recently got the After Hours Criterion, and I rewatched it. And I was like, I like this more than Wolf of Wall Street, so I bumped it up. I'm not a Hugo hater, but I'll have it below Wolf of Wall Street. I think Wolf of Wall Street is bloated to a fault. Like I think there's some stuff in Wolf of Wall Street I just legitimately don't enjoy. Like I just don't think it's. I just don't think it works all that well. He's great. Leo's amazing. That's probably Leo's best performance.
And also to add on to that, I think as far as like cast performance, like the performance he got out of every single actor in that, whether it be like bigger role like him or Jonah Hill or Margot Robbie, whatever, or also small guys like John Bernthal, like he got top to bottom crushed performances. But I agree with you, like the final edited product is not like you can't just grade it based off the performances. So I guess I see where you're coming from.
It's so easy to prop that up, and it's like it's obviously the modern day Scorsese. Like everyone loves it. Like it's in fucking. I'm sure it's in college dorms. That poster. Yeah. There's that. Have you seen that? There's that Instagram account. I forget what it's called, but it's sometimes like pops on For You page, especially like in our world, where it's those guys in like an office and they just hit a big gong every time they like make a big sale or something. Yeah. There's a Wolf of Wall Street poster in the background of that office, like stuff like that. It's like, but I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like Wolf of Wall Street, but it's not a top tier Scorsese for me, and I hope it gets knocked down a rung too. I hope Killers of the Flower Moon is above that as well, which I don't know. I still feel like that's going to happen, but. I have to see it first.
That's another fake quote, guys. Matthew McConaughey. Like they'll take the picture of him in Wolf of Wall Street and they'll throw like a crypto quote underneath it, like "buy early, not often" or some shit. And it'll be like that. And it's so stupid.
So we've gone after Tom Hardy and then Wolf of Wall Street. So Kenjack, I think you have to go after like Fight Club next or American Psycho.
Fucking Brendan Fraser. Let me tell you something about this guy.
No. We used to do some quotes on our social accounts. I would love if we did like a weekly fake McConaughey quote.
Yes.
Just like, you don't.
We used to do that in the very early days. It was very fun. We do like
you can't lose if you try and win first. Like something stupid, really stupid. Like
like it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't connect at all. We should do maybe with famous actors is funny. It would almost be funnier with like bit actors like Mike and Molly. Like.
Oh, that guy? What's that guy's name?
I have no fucking clue what the Mike and Molly's getting named.
He's also in Bob Hart's Abishola.
Yeah, he's skinny now.
Billy Gardell.
It's fucked up. Can't get skinny. You're Bob Hart or Abishola and Mike and Molly. You're the fat guy. You got to be the fat guy. It's your thing. I don't get it. I know being healthy, that's all way better in your personal life, but like you're the fat guy. Be the fat guy. All right, my hot take. This is much more lukewarm, I think, than your guys' ones. You guys came out more firing than me. But I think some people will feel different ways about it. I don't think there should be a movie that is direct to streaming that costs more than $100 million to make. I don't think that there should be any big budget movies that go straight to streaming ever. I think that is a massive waste of everyone's time. They are almost exclusively never good. They're almost exclusively bad. And when you make a big movie like that and you invest a bunch of money into it, and like you have all these people working hours upon hours upon hours on, whether it be sets, CGI, like all this shit, all these people involved in it, get that shit in the theater. That shit deserves to be in a theater. Like that is the whole point of something like that. Put it in a theater and you'd be like, oh, well, it's more accessible to these people to blah, blah, blah. Fuck that, dude. It's for the experience. That's the whole idea behind this. And to kind of ruin that by dumping on Netflix. So again, we talk about it all the time. Watch it on your crusty 13-inch MacBook Pro. Like that's just, it's a waste. It's an absolute and total waste. And again, the product is almost never good anyway.
That'd be funny if like Congress, like they got together as hearings and the government relegated movies or regulated movies. Yeah. They were like, there's a threshold. If you hit this threshold, it has to go into theaters. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it should absolutely be that way. And plus, it's another thing where like it would open up the space so much more for like indie movies. Where like, let's say you have a movie that you're never going to get in the theaters that costs you like $15 million to make or whatever. That's amazing, incredible, and it's getting drowned out by Red Notice or like fucking Six Underground or one of these bullshit movies.
That's what Linklater did. Linklater's putting his next movie on Netflix, and that's like he said that was a big reason. He's like, yeah, if it comes out at Christmas, Hitman with Glenn Powell is going to get drowned out, but put it on Netflix, people will be able to see it.
But that's what I'm saying is like, but you don't want, if it's like a big theater thing, right? And like you're a Linklater, yeah. But I'm saying like an indie movie, like Linklater at least has a big enough name at this point. If you have like a small budget production, again, like $15-ish million, and you don't want to get, there's no way you're going to get it in enough theaters to make money back or get exposure or get any of that until it gets a second life on streaming anyway. You may as well, like that should be the stuff that's promoted like front banner on Netflix, Hulu, Max, whatever. And they should be getting that level of exposure and not these like dog shit Michael Bay whatever movies that cost $50 trillion to make and have zero effort or thought into them. Throw those in theaters. Those will still do good in theaters because people will go and watch that shit, and then let the other guys get their shine. The people who, don't have that level of exposure anywhere else except for maybe a streaming platform and a second life through streaming. So I prefer that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. That's a great take. Maybe hot for some, but I think that's great. It's level-headed.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those things where I mean, Nolan came out today, the day we're recording this, and talked about Taylor Swift, and I mean, the fight continues. And I don't even know, like, when does Killers of the Flower Moon go to Apple?
Good question.
When does that start streaming? Because that's another one where, like, I bet like
Thanksgiving. Like,
not to brag, but like us, the three of us, what do we care? We don't need to keep up on that news. We're going to go to the theaters anyway. But like, in all seriousness, I do think it's. Before going wide, the film was originally set to open in select theaters October 6th before going wide in the U.S. on October 20th. However, the limited release was later scrapped, and the film will be released following its theatrical exhibition. It'll be on Apple TV. That's all it says. So there's no definitive.
So they want to see how it's going to do.
Yeah, they basically like that it could be on there in 2 weeks. I don't think it will. I think it's going to make money. I think people are aware of it. I think it's going to do decent. It's not doing Oppenheimer numbers, but I think it's going to have a little bit of a theatrical run.
I think this one might struggle. 3.5 hours is long. I think people got
for sure, but it's still like
the Oppenheimer. I think that like got the big prestige movie out of people, like most people's system, like the general audience. They're like, oh, I saw my one big prestige movie this year. They're kind of done.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to come even close to. It's not even going to sniff Oppenheimer, but I could see it doing. I could see it doing okay numbers where it stays in there for a little while.
It's weird because like as big and massive as Scorsese is, I feel like to the average like movie guy, they hear, oh, Nolan movie in theater, caveman brain go ooga booga, I need to go there right now and watch it. You know what I mean? Dark Knight man made movie, must go. Like that's just like an instant reaction thing. I like Scorsese, infinitely more acclaimed director, but I just don't know if he has that.
Italian man bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like that's where I think there's just a weird brainwave thing there that kind of goes up.
Silence doesn't really count for this. That made $23 million worldwide. Wolf of Wall Street made $390. Wolf of Wall Street's a different example. It's not going to do that. I don't think. That was also 10 years ago. So even if it does that, didn't really do that. Hugo made $200 million. That's way different. Charlotte made $300 million. The Departed made $300 million. Aviator made over $200. I think I don't know what the box office projections are for the movie, but I think it's going to do okay. Like I don't think it's going to do Silence numbers.
Yeah, no,
it's been promoted pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's everywhere, at least in the city. But that's again micro example.
Also, I love it because they can't have the actors promote obviously right now because of the strike. Marty's just out here doing whatever. He's on TikTok.
He's carrying the load, dude. He did the whip and the nay. He was hitting the Quan with his fucking granddaughter or whatever.
The domestic prediction is between $90 and $134 million. Opening weekend over 27. Which, if that is the case, domestically for movies directed by, I forgot he was a producer on Uncut Gems. $7 million domestic for Silence, which really, again, that was very different. $116 million for Wolf of Wall Street. So I mean, they're projecting 128 for Shutter Island, 132 Departed, Aviator 100. So it's like they're projecting to be up there with all the rest of his movies. But you're right. The runtime is going to be a big. It's going to be a big part of it.
Leo is also, it's one of those things where even if it's a person that, the same guy that like goes caveman brain for Nolan goes caveman brain for Leo. Like when he sees him in a movie, he's like, must go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like pick up the scent of a of a fucking buffalo or whatever. Like that's Leo for them. So they need to go see that.
One ticket for what movie, sir? What do you mean, what movie? I'm wearing my Jordan Belfort shirt. What do you think? What movie?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we should all do. We should all go to like how everyone did the shit for Barbie and Oppenheimer, just dress like an old Italian man to go to to go to Killers of the Flower Moon. It's like you're not even dressed up like a character from the movie. It's like, oh, we're repping Marty Scorsese. Like, you got, like all your like old man Italian shit on.
No one is Marty. Hey.
Oh,
See
I'm
my
just
thick
like,
eyebrows, bro. Is there any Barbenheimer opportunity with Killers of the Flower Moon? Is the only movie coming out this week?
That is a good question.
I mean Taylor.
True.
I mean, that is kind of like the same exact thing, like a girly pop movie with a very serious drama.
Can't find a word that fits though.
Let's see. Killers, Flower Moon.
It ended with Saw Patrol. That was the last good one.
Old Dads with Bill Burr. There we go. On the same day. How about here's the one. Sick Girl with Nina Dobrev.
Killers of the Sick Girl.
Killers of the Sick. It's the Terry Schiavo story. It's just that you dress as Terry Schiavo to the thing. That's fucked up. The other Zoe. What the fuck are these? Butcher's Crossing and Nick Cage.
There are some weird
it's the
ones.
Western. I think that's straight to street. I think that's straight to PVOD though. Could be wrong.
I was thinking about going to see the Peter Dinklage movie with
Siriano.
Dude.
Yeah, she came to me.
Dude, Owen said it's like laugh out loud, like ridiculous. Like back half is absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see that. I'm going to see it eventually. 'Cause I don't think it's out on streaming, but it's in the theater. I was like, do I just go see that after I go see Killers?
Good stuff. I've rather mentioned that before. There's M&M cookies.
Oh, M&M. Oh yeah, the crispy cookie or whatever it is.
Yeah, crunchy cookie M&Ms.
Yeah,
I bet that would be
M&M.
fire with some popcorn. Ooh.
What am I going to do tomorrow? Am I going to do Red Vines? It's a multi-snack movie. Killers of the Flower Moon. It's gonna be popcorn, maybe some Red Vines. Yeah,
I might have to go find those fucking cookie bite M&Ms. That sounds delicious.
Go in there with like a full Sunday sauce with the gravy and the fish and the pasta.
There's a Buffalo Wild Wings next door to my theater. Maybe I'll just go get some wings and just have a big spread.
I think for Scorsese, you gotta do full Italian dinner, Sunday dinner.
Make sauce in the theater.
Yeah, in the theater, you're crushing the fucking tomatoes.
Honestly, could you imagine making just like homemade garlic bread? I don't live like 5 minutes away. Heating it up and going in with a big Tupperware of some gravy and just dunking the bread in the whole movie.
Hey, who's this guy cutting up garlic really thinly with a razor blade in the back of the theater? Oh, it's just JDL making the sauce. The Scorsese Sunday gravy.
Those are our hot takes. Let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the pod, go tweet at us. Hot Take Friday, our hot takes of the week. Pretty scorching this week. Hope you enjoyed. For Ken, Jack, Gooch, I'm Jeff D. Lowe. We'll talk to you next time.